Okay, let's just get straight into it. Talking to the camera is really cringe, but you got to do it if you want to be a YouTuber, eh? So, you want to shift your reality and join a different dimension of where you are be. Well, I have 3 steps for you to be able to do that. As someone who will be a future millionaire, a future billionaire, I think it's important to share my lessons, share my knowledge, and basically my mindset and plan going forward. Basically, I'm sharing what I am doing, how I think, and that's it. So, over the next 5 years, I'm obviously going to be a millionaire. It's just how it is. We're working on it. It's happening. We're gonna make it happen. So, just jumping straight into it. Oh, by the way, we're coming from Thailand. Get some green tea in you. This stuff's good. Some Pikachu green tea. Yummy. So this knowledge is off a book called Reality Train Surfing. Some of it's out there. I haven't read it recently actually, but basically a lot of this stuff is just stuff I've realized, or like I came to the conclusion through life, and basically lessons. Okay. So, the first step to bending your reality, joining a different line of you. I have my notes. It's actually only like 3 sentences to keep me on track, but the first one is to realize it's your behavior that keeps you where you are, and what you tolerate is what you get. So let me expand on that. So you leave school, right? You're like 18, you leave college, blah blah blah. You get into a job. I think it's fair to say up to that point, life is not your fault. Like, you've been programmed by your parents, by the education system. I'm sweating buckets, by the way. I don't know if you can see it, but if you see, oh, look at that. It's like I'm in the gym. Yeah, so basically, your parents program you, your teachers program you, the news programs you, all to think a certain way. And I think that doesn't put, if you have big dreams, that's not going to help you. What you learn isn't useful. In my opinion. Maybe you think differently, but we're not on my channel for your opinion, so get fucked. Yeah. So we understand that if you're 18 to like 20, that basically like life hasn't taught you the lessons you need to know. Up until that point, it's not your fault. But the beginning at that point to where you end up in the next few years, that's when you need to at least realize what you're doing is wrong if you're not on the right path. So to explain more on that, if you feel like you're stuck, you don't know what to do, or like you've got a really bad habit, maybe you're a gambler, or I don't know, you're wasting time, you feel trapped, you're in a rut, blah blah blah. Basically, from the point where you're working a job or you're not working a job, I don't know what you're doing. At that point, you need to take life into your own hands. Like, there isn't a guide rail anymore. The guide rail is going the wrong way. You have to stop following the guide rail, because the guide rail leads to a dead-end job, working, I don't know, for peasant wage. I don't want that. Maybe you do, but personally, I have dreams. I'm not a fucking loser. I don't know, but like maybe a guide rail is wanting you to be a lawyer because you want to help men absolutely ruin their wives. I don't know. Or the other way around. Where were we? Something about... Ah, yes. So you're learning lessons through life. And you decide to go away from the guide rail. You need to understand that it's your brain. Your brain needs to understand the lessons it's processing. So basically, you have to gaslight yourself into believing every mistake is an opportunity from God to take the right path. If you are given pain, you must learn from that and transmute it into a positive through a lesson, through some sort of knowledge. At least you know, okay, this happened, if I do this, I won't do it again. Or I can do this instead, or I can improve on it and do this. Basically. Point number 2. This one has helped me the most in life, actually. Realize who you don't want to be like, and do the opposite of them. So I remember back in the day, I was working a dead-end job, just like most people. And there was one guy, he was about 10 years older than me, but he was like, he's not similar, but he's got like similar habits at the time, you know. You know, he watched a lot of anime. It wasn't exactly the same. So I used to do a lot of jiu-jitsu. Still do, somewhat. It's a bit harder while traveling, but it's what it is. So I used to do a lot of jiu-jitsu. But at the time of working this job, I wasn't training. I was watching anime, I was gaming a lot, just wasting a few years, basically. And I realized, like, this dude's a fucking loser. This dude's like me in 10 years if I keep being a fucking loser. So, like, I just looked and I'm like, okay, he's gaming every day, so am I. Okay, he's watching anime every day. Shit, so am I. Shit, like, he's not had a girlfriend ever, and he's like 30. I'm like, okay, that might be an issue. Am I gonna have the same luck? Basically. And, you know, our habits really, in a way, they define us. In a way. Not fully, but in a way, they define us. And, you know, I realized I don't want to be anything like this guy. Like, genuinely, like, he's a complete loser. He's not savable. He can't be saved. Like, he lives with his mum. At the time, I lived in a shared house. Like, the UK living system is shit. Terrible. I lived in a shared house. I paid like half my salary for one room in like a house of 4 people with like a shared kitchen. Not good. But he lived with his mum, so probably better actually. But you know, I don't want to be a 30-year-old, single, never had a girlfriend, virgin. Yeah, basically complete loser, no hope, dead-end job. I don't want to be like that. So one day, I thought to myself, I can't follow this guide rail that's leading me to being this person. I need to step away. So I started doing everything the complete opposite of this guy. Everything. I dropped the anime, I cut the gaming, like not fully, but like mostly, a lot. I started reading a lot actually, yeah. I started going to the gym again. One thing I noticed, I was super tired after work, but through spirit and willpower, you force yourself to go to the gym, and eventually you have energy after you finish work to go to the gym. You enjoy it. That's just how it is. Trust the process. My biceps are small, but we're not too bad. Point number 3. Understand your body is a tool for your spirit to get what you want. Your brain wants to be lazy. So, it's true. Your brain doesn't want you to follow your dreams. It doesn't want you to do hard things. It doesn't want you to do anything really. It would be happy for you to sit down in your bedroom, play video games, blah blah blah, forever. But you need to realize you can't do that, because it's not life. You need to realize that's the old programming that is running, that's making you lazy. What you need to realize is through spirit and motivation and force. You have to force yourself to follow paths, new paths, and force new programming into your brain. That is what I believe. So the body is just a tool for you to get what you want. And unfortunately, this tool isn't completely under our control, but you have to force your willpower and spirit to make it under your control, basically. This is a super retarded video, but maybe you enjoyed it, maybe you learned a thing or two, and maybe you'll start following your dreams or something. Or at least stop being... Oh, what's over there? Nothing strange. Maybe you'll at least stop being like that person you don't like. Okay, see you.